What's going on, guys? Josh here, and in this video I wanted to go through my exact same strategies that I use to really boost our store's revenue every single time we run a sale. Now, the most recent case of this was Memorial Day, and we generated over $32,000 in just 3 days alone. There was a lot of preparation involved in this, but while the weekend was happening, it was very much kind of hands off. So let's get straight into the video. If you guys are new here, my name is Josh. I'm a 7-figure seller. We love all things productivity, e-commerce, and personal finance. So sit back, relax, and let's get straight into the video, guys. So the beauty of this strategy, guys, is that it's pretty much repeatable every single time that you want to run a sale for your brand. And also it applies to a whole bucket load of different niches, not just one niche specifically. Now, just to give you some context, I'm involved in the sporting, in the pet, in the gifting, and also in the education space. And we use this framework every single time. Now, before we go ahead and start talking about how did you make this and all that kind of stuff, I want to just prove and validate that we actually did do this. I really want to be transparent with you guys. So as you can see here on my screen, you can see there are 5 different tabs open, and I'm just going to refresh each one as we go ahead and look at it. But let's go through the first run. And so this one was $16,888, and this is the brand that we'll be talking about in this video primarily. The second brand did about $7,700 over the 3 days. The third brand did $3,500 because of inventory issues and all that kinds of stuff. They also sell on Amazon as well. We generated an extra $1,000 there. And then the last brand finally is $3,400. So let's go ahead back and refresh it so that you know that everything's legit here and all that kind of stuff. So let's refresh. Let's just let it open up. Let's refresh this. Apply 959, like we said. Refresh this one as well. 31 May. There we go. 3,500. Another one. Let's refresh this one real quick. Okay, there we go. It's just loading. I've got poor internet. There we go. Okay, there we go. Everything's there working. And finally, last but not least, let's refresh this one and let's let my internet load. Okay, awesome. So everything's here, 32,500 in 3 days, and let's go straight into the framework. So what does this strategy include, and what does this framework look like? Now, what we're talking about is utilizing your email and SMS campaigns, setting up specific Facebook campaigns just for this sales period, continually running your evergreen campaigns on Facebook and Google, and also finally making tiny little cosmetic adjustments to your website so that it reduces the friction for your customer to really go ahead and make that purchase. Now, before we go ahead and get deep into the campaign structure and all of these kinds of things, I really want to stress the importance of knowing your numbers and your margins. So each product has their own specific margin, and you need to understand your numbers, because if you don't, then you won't know where you need to draw that line for whether your product or your campaign is going to be profitable or unprofitable. Because when we're running advertising on Facebook or Google or whatever it is, there's going to be an additional cost there. You need to make sure that your product is going to be profitable after a campaign. Now, the worst thing is if I said to you, hey, look, we made $33,000 in 3 days, but I actually had a cost of $40,000. That's a loss of $7,000 over 3 days. And why is that a good thing? That's not a good thing, right? So you need to make sure you know your numbers. You need to make sure you know what kind of discounts you want to provide. And you can't just copy any competitor that's running like a 40% deal or 50% deal or whatever like that. Now, another thing that I will mention really quickly about numbers is that this is why when people who do traditional dropshipping really struggle, because they're going off fake scarcity, 50% off spring sale or whatever, right? And they're saying, okay, the product is 50% off right now. What happens when Black Friday comes? What are you going to do? You're going to give them a 90% off discount? It doesn't make any sense. So when all of our e-commerce stores, we always have a full price, 100%. This is the retail price, and we only discount it every 6 weeks for special promotions to really spike those campaigns revenues, as well as to kind of draw in any customers that were waiting for any sales that we would have lost if we didn't run a promotion. So I just wanted to make sure that that's very, very clear before we jump into it. Now, the next element of this is the first step really is to get all of your design briefs and kind of map out what kind of design elements you need to make this campaign a success. Now for us, as I mentioned, we use email, SMS, Facebook ad campaigns, and also just little intrinsic graphical elements on our website. Now, the most important one that I believe is the email and the Facebook ad campaigns, right? So you need to make sure that the design brief to your designers, or if you're going to do it yourself, great. You need to make sure that the designs between your email, your Facebook, and your website, they're all congruent, they're all cohesive, right? Because when a customer sees, for example, just an email, when they jump onto the website, if the messaging isn't same, or if it's not congruent, then there's going to be a disconnect in their minds, and they're going to lose trust and just be like, what's going on here? I'm just going to jump off because something looks a bit shady here. So that's why it's so important to have this design element really set up first, right? And start thinking about what kind of design assets that you want to create. So now that you know your numbers and you know what kind of offer you want to test with your customers, what you need to do as the first step is actually to start creating out design briefs. Now the design brief is super important because it's going to instruct your designers what kind of messaging, what kind of look and feel you want to provide for this particular campaign. Let's say, for example, Father's Day is coming up, right? Now, if your Father's Day campaign was all pink and, kind of like feminine colors and all these kinds of stuff, there'd be a clear disconnect between your sale campaign and your understanding of the season, right? And then in your customer's mind, that's going to be like, wait, what's going on here? Why are you doing this? And it's honestly, it's going to do more damage than good. So the design brief is so important to get you really looking professional, really building that trust, and kind of really driving home the fact that yes, there is a sale, and yes, there is real scarcity in the fact that it's going to end within a certain period of time. So the design brief is broken up into a few things. First is your email campaign banners. Second thing is your Facebook ad creatives. And the third element, and this is optional, is having elements on your website, like banners on your website or images on your website that reflect the campaign that is coming, whether it be Father's Day, Mother's Day, Black Friday, Memorial Day, all these kinds of things. You want to make sure that those elements are present or available on your website. So in the consumer's mind, yes, there is a sale, yes, it is ending soon, and yes, I need to jump on this right away. Okay, so now that you have all your design elements in place, I want to walk you through to the second step of our framework, which is email marketing. Now, this topic isn't as sexy as Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, all those kinds of ad kind of topics, but it is so powerful. Let me just show you why. So over the 3 days, we sent 3 emails, right? First day of the weekend, on Saturday, we sent an email saying, hey, here's a sale. And we generated $4,000 just from that one email. It took me about 5 seconds to kind of develop up because I already had all the design elements up, and it was very easy just to drag and drop. So I sent that out at around 8 a.m. and I kind of just let it sit. So we have about 4,000 people on our email list, and you can see here about 30% of people actually opened the email and 5% actually clicked on anything on the email. Out of all those people, only 1,102 or 12 people actually jumped on and looked at our email, right? Now, what that means is there's about 70% of people that actually just skimmed over it. Maybe their email, they don't look at their emails or whatever, but they just skim past it for whatever reason, right? We don't know that. So on the second day, what I do is I create a segment from that first email list, right, of non-openers of my campaign. And I'll show you guys that in a detailed video in another time, because that topic is a lesson in itself. So I created a segment and I sent the same email back to the same people, but only those that did not open the email, right? So that generated, just by sending that thing, it only took another 5 minutes, another $733. So that's super powerful. Just between the two, we generated nearly $5,000, right? Amazing. Now, on the last day, what we did was, hey, the sale is going to be ending at midnight tonight. Make sure you get your 15% off Memorial Day sale now. Make sure you jump onto this. Don't leave it. This was real scarcity that we're creating, because on midnight that night, I had it set that the discount code would automatically disappear, and they would just no longer be able to take advantage of this sale anymore. So that real scarcity, guys, is so powerful, but it can't be fake. It can't just be like, okay, on Tuesday they could go ahead and still still get that 15% off. It doesn't work like that. When you say a discount ends, you need to make sure it ends, because otherwise they're going to lose trust in your brand, and it's like the boy who cried wolf, right? They're going to not believe you the next time when you say, oh, look, a sale is going to end at this time. So let me show you exactly what these emails look like and how simple they were, right? This is the email that generated us about $5,000, and it was very, very simple. Memorial Day sale, red, white, and blue VIP access for you. We just gave them, 15% off store-wide discounts, and this was all just generated from our graphics team, right? It was just images, and it was so simple. It took me about 5 seconds to create on Friday, and it was so easy, and it just did really move the needle, right? It's just 2 images that kind of stitched together saying, here's the discount, it's ending on May 31st, so make sure you jump onto it. Now the second email that we had was something like this: the 15% off sale ends at midnight. Our Memorial Day sale is ending. Shop before midnight with code MDAY to save. And we have a button to take them back onto the website, right? Super simple, nothing too crazy. And I think our design creators, they actually created it on Canva. Let me just show you real quick. Here we go. So they actually designed this on Canva. It was very simple and nothing too crazy, right? But this email alone generated, what was it, like $2,300. Isn't that crazy? Email is so powerful, guys. And I just really want to stress, and in my previous videos I always talk about how we do the retargeting and the back end via email and how powerful that is, and it's so relevant right now, especially with the iOS 14 issues and the whole retargeting debacle that's going on with Facebook right now. So after the email campaigns, the next step of our framework was to literally emulate this and replicate it onto SMS campaigns. Now SMS campaigns is a little bit more touchy, and you need to be a little bit more sensitive with this because you're sending text messages directly to your customers. So what we did was, rather than sending any images or anything like that, we just sent a very simple message saying, hey, our Memorial Day sale starts right now. Get 15% off by using code MDAY on our website. And there was a link to the website as well. We didn't want to send out too many messages over the weekend. We only sent out one text message, and I think it generated something like just under $1,000 for this one brand. But the reason why we did that is because with SMS message marketing, you have to be sensitive, right? Because your customers, you have to respect their privacy, you have to respect their time and their, the fact that it's their phone and their direct access to them. Email, they're kind of okay because there's spam folders and all that kind of stuff. With SMS, it's a little bit more sensitive, right? So we only sent that one text message, and it was just so powerful, but it really just drives more people back to the website and really trying to drove home that yes, we were running a sale, and it generated an extra, $1,000 for us. So nothing too crazy to say there. So step number 3 of our framework was just to simply add an automatic discount on our website. So I know that, in our email and our SMS marketing, we said use the code MDAY to get 15% off on all of our products, right? But what I wanted to do was to really create a frictionless, seamless kind of customer journey from adding to the product to the cart as well as checking out. What I really wanted to do was not take away that step of them having to type in MDAY. I know it's only 4 letters, but sometimes I know our customer market and our audience, they're a little bit older, they might not want to do it, and I just don't want to leave it up to them. I would rather them just get that discount, them feel good about themselves, and increase the chances of our conversion rate over the weekend, rather than leaving it up to them and potentially making some kind of typo, or them not seeing the discount, getting disgruntled and getting upset and jumping off the site and losing that sale. I did not want that. I knew our margins, so I knew that we could actually afford to just give everyone a 15% discount, because we were happy to do that over just this period, right? So if you have a look right here, I literally created an automatic discount saying MDAY as a percentage, 15% off on all products. Minimum quantity of items was 1. The start date was 2021 May 29 at midnight, right? So right in the beginning of the day, and it ended on the May 31st at midnight as well, or 11:59. So there was real scarcity, and you can see here, 259 people used this coupon code. And let me just tell you guys, and let me just show you the analytics of this. Over the period, right, just on this one store, we were able to generate $16,888. Now, if you remember from our email, right, we generated about $7,000 from this. So that means that about $10,000 of sales came through just from our Facebook ad campaigns and all that kinds of stuff. But if you have a look here, a lot of it was returning customers. 47% of our customers that purchased over the weekend was actually returning customers. So what I just wanted to do was make it super seamless, make it super easy, and have a look at this conversion rate. This is what I meant about really creating a frictionless, seamless process from adding to cart to checking out. 9% conversion rate over the weekend. That was amazing, right? Usually an e-commerce store, they'll be lucky to get 1 or 2. That's the average, right? We got a 9%. So we were happy just to continue spending money and scaling this. And we didn't even spend that much money on the weekend. Let me just show you, and I will show you exactly how much we spent on Facebook ads, but this was just amazing. We were so happy with this, and this is just the one store. Step number 4 was another simple step. What we wanted to do was we wanted to do this announcement on our website. So anyone who was coming from our Google campaigns or our Facebook Evergreen campaigns, they knew right away when they jumped on our website that there was a sale. If they didn't, receive their email or SMS or anything like that, we wanted to make sure that every single person that jumped on our website over the weekend knew that they could have a 15% off sale. That also kind of really contributed to increasing that conversion rate up to about 9%, but it just did an amazing thing. So let me show you exactly what we're talking about with this announcement. Now on Shopify, you can have an announcement bar, right? Let me just show you as an example. Snow Teeth Whitening, they do it all the time, and they're doing it right now. This announcement, this thing here, that's the announcement bar. Use discount code DAD at checkout. We had something very similar, and we had used discount code MDAY to get 15% off store-wide. Sale ends May 31st. So let me go ahead and show you exactly how to create this announcement bar in Shopify. So what I want you to go ahead and do is go to online store and go to themes, right? Once you're on this page, you want to hit this big green button called customize. Go ahead and customize it. What you're going to see here is in this header section, right? What you want is this announcement bar, right? So what we had was use discount code MDAY for 15% off store-wide. And then we bolded it like so. So as you can see here, use discount code MDAY for 15% off store-wide. This is exactly what we did, but it just really made that seamless, really kind of frictionless experience for the customer, okay? So the final step of all of this, guys, is literally just leaving on your Evergreen campaigns. The power of this is that because we did all the foundational steps of letting our customers know via email and SMS, and also making those cosmetic adjustments on our website, whether it be automatic discount codes or that banner headline letting people know that there was a sale, we could literally not spend a single extra cent, but really significantly increase our overall return on ad spend for those 3 days. Now let me just show you exactly what I mean. For Google, we spent about 1.4 over the 3 days, right? And on Facebook, we spent over the 3 days 1,100. So if you add those two together, we spent about 2,500 over the 3 days. But if you have a look at our revenue, just for this one store, right? $16,888 over 3 days, just spending 2,500. Now, as a return on ad spend figure, that was 6.8 return on ad spend over the weekend. Now, the reason why we did this was because we invested a significant amount of money a couple of days before into 2 new inventory lines. So we just didn't want to spend any more money. We wanted to get that profit up. So we replenished that cash reserve that our business had. When it comes to Black Friday or any other promotional campaigns, I will say that the important thing is to actually have your own separate campaign set up for these promotional events. You don't want to mix in your ads into your Evergreen campaigns, because adding in new creatives, new ads into those Evergreen campaigns, you're going to cause instability in your ad account. So we always have a campaign that's completely separate from all of our Evergreen, our retargeting, all that kind of stuff. But we just make sure that that's completely separate, because when we're going to be turning that on and off periodically, every 6 weeks, right? We're going to be turning it on, and we just don't want to ruin all the hard work that we've developed in our Evergreen campaigns in terms of all the Facebook learnings. The algorithm understands what kind of audience we want, what kind of customers we want, and all that kind of stuff. We just don't want any instability with those Evergreen campaigns. So we want to make sure we always create a secondary or a segregated campaign just for our promotions. right? So I'll show you guys exactly how I go about and do this in another video, but that's just another thing that I want to mention to you guys right here. Do not ever mix in your sale creatives, your sale ads into your evergreen campaigns that just talk about, the pain points of the customer, how your product solves those pain points, customer UGC, all of that kinds of stuff. Do not touch those, and do not add in creatives that are related to Black Friday or Memorial Day or Father's Day or whatever it is. Do not mix those, because it's just going to really cause some instability in your ad account, and I really don't want that for you. So that is pretty much all the steps that we did. It was very, very simple, but we replicated this over our 4 brands, and we were able to generate about $32,500 over the 3 days of the Memorial Day weekend. Now, while we were doing that, literally, as I said, I did not do anything else. I was just working on just monitoring everything. I did not have to do any manual adjustments or whatever, because all of the hard work was done 2-3 weeks prior. All of that was set up, and I just want to show you guys, and I hope and encourage you guys that you can use this in the future promotions that you run for your store. Super simple, but super high value, high return actions that you can take on your store right away. And let me know if you have any questions down below within any of our processes, but I'm more than happy to share and answer any of your questions down below. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell also, so you know when I'm going to be dropping another video. And just appreciate you guys for jumping on this and spending the time with me here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.